guys, this is Lachette, and this is day one of Zodiac-a-thon. I have not started reading yet because this is also the last day of Witchathon, so I'm still finishing a book for Witchathon, and yeah. So anyway, I have all of my books except for the group read, which I'm still trying to figure out if I'm gonna buy or not. The ebook. I think it was the ebook or the audio book, whichever one is $2.99. We shall see. Like I mentioned before, had started Lunar Abundance already, and I never quite said where I was up to. I had started reading the what is this called? The intro and stuff, which honestly has a lot of things I know about the cycles and phases of the moon and whatnot. I did read how Ezzy came up with this stuff. I don't know why the phone is ringing. So anyway, I read the new moon section because I knew that part was coming up. I went to a new moon ritual that Ezzy had given, which was great. I was thinking about going to the full moon ritual tonight, but I have a full moon priority for myself, which I may or may not show somehow. But I, as a witch, do celebrate the new moons and full moons, or dark moons as we like to call them, and full moons. So I have my own little rituals, which you may or may not get a glimpse of, depending on if I remember to film. And I have, I go live on Instagram and do a full moon meditation for my followers and anyone else who would like to join in. So I am not exactly sure how you'll be able to get a glimpse of that, but we'll see. So not assuming, I've read up until the end of the new moon section of the book. This is a really pretty book, by the way. So I am up to already page 85, basically, with the crescent moons. I read all of that before this started, so yeah. There are, well, not including the notes, 243 pages, it seems, which is probably less than that, considering the fact that a lot of these pages are picture quotes and just other images to separate the chapters, like this whole spread of just a picture. So it's probably less than that, and like I said, I won't be like answering the questions while I'm doing the reading during this readathon, because that defeats the purpose of trying to read as much as possible. Other than that, I really am planning to start tonight A Gathering of Shadows. This book is due back tomorrow. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see, because I like devoured the first book in a day and a half, so you never know. And yeah, last but not least, Dark and Death, which we'll go through quickly. The other book I have is the Fireflies one. I forget what it's called, and I don't want to put the wrong name. I'll just like write it in here. But that is an ebook that's on my phone, which I'm currently filming from, so I can't quite show you. But I'm looking forward to everything, and maybe somehow, I don't know, I'll throw in some other zodiac astrology things while all of this reading is going on into this vlog. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So, off to mail these books of mine that have sold on eBay. That's how Zodiac-a-thon begins. Getting rid of books, apparently. Good morning, guys. This is Saturday the 23rd, and I just wanted to give you a quick update while having my morning tea. Obviously, I'm not at home. I'm at a friend's house. I don't know when I'll be able to update again, so throwing this in there. I think I have 3 days left, and it's 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. 3 of those days are full of events, so we'll see. Last night, this morning, I finished A Gathering of Shadows at around 4 a.m., maybe 3:30. Sorry, this is my morning, just woke up voice. It's hard for me to talk within the first hour or two of waking up. And I'm still tired because I went to sleep at 4. This book killed me and resurrected me. Oh, there are so many emotions at that end. That cliffhanger ending, I want to be pissed, but it was so well done. This book is a lot different in format. Not format. I know there's probably some technical word I'm forgetting, but this was more character development than action, than plot. I'm okay with that. There's a lot of build up for this tournament thing, and not much of actually seeing it, because the build up is more how are our characters doing. We got a new character, and I liked him, and then I loved him because he's a love interest that I was not expecting. and I loved it. That killed the whole love triangle thing. Like, I think she low-key fainted on that. Fainted, not passed out, but fainted, like, as she pretended it was going to be one thing, and then it wound up being another. So, there's that. I love this book. I think I'll talk about readings in a wrap-up, I think. But yeah, so before I finish that, I read a lot on the train. I got to about 390, I think it was. And then we went out to Moon, Serpent, and Bone Night Market, Oddities and Curiosities Night Market. This is the thing. It was pretty cool. Saw some cool vendors, like I showed you guys, but I bought something. So I don't always buy things at this stuff because I don't want to. I don't need things and don't want the want for pretty things is not as strong. But I got this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a candle from Bedazzled Witchery. It's the Dragon's Heart, and it's moon-shaped. Very appropriate for the Zodiac-a-thon. To aid heart healing, enhance vitality, soothe loneliness, connect with the heart chakra. And it's got dragon's blood, jasper, and clear quartz in it. And I love it. This kind of called to me. There were different shapes, and I went with the moon one. I'm not going to get too personal here, but it felt like lately I've wanted something for kind of self-love purposes rather than finding love, though that too. So what I'm going to read next, Lunar Abundance, get back into that. I think I said I'm up to page 85. So starting there with the crescent moon, and hopefully I'll finish it at least this weekend. And if it's not holding my attention or whatever, I have the ebook for the Light of the Fireflies on my phone. For now, I'm gonna finish my tea, make some eggs, do some art journaling, and that's my update. Probably update on Monday, if not tomorrow. Bye. This is, what is today? Today is Monday, the 25th of March. So just quick update. I finished Lunar Abundance, so that's my second book. And I believe that was for prompt number 2. I'll discuss all that in my wrap up. But I'm home now. I had a good time. I didn't really film the Magical Gathering or the Sigurd Block party because they were kind of private, and also it was kind of awkward to film even for like 30 seconds. But I enjoyed Lunar Abundance. There's actually not as much work to the workbook parts as I thought. So that's fine. It's a good book. It's a gorgeous book, and it's one I think I would want to have on hand. I might renew it to do the work for the next lunar cycle on the new moon, but we'll see. In the meantime, so I finished that yesterday afternoon, early evening, maybe at 4 or 5 o'clock. Then we went to the party and we stayed there until like 3 in the morning, 3:30. That was not the plan, but it happened and I enjoyed myself. But I started reading The Light of the Fireflies, the ebook, and my a moon sign book on the way there in the car, but I was so sleepy I didn't get very far. But this morning and today I've read about a third of that. It is really fucking weird. So far it's mostly we're just following the characters, learning how they live. It's all in the perspective of the youngest son, and yeah, so we don't know names or anything like that. He's never been outside. I think for the most part he's 11 years old. There's like a part in the beginning where he's like 5, but I think he's 11. And there's some fucked up shit going on in this family. And yeah, so this is not completely outside of what I read before. I don't know that I would have picked this up just to read though. So still outside my comfort zone. I honestly, I don't know where this is going and why. It's a little bit awkward because I think the tone would be a little bit different if I was reading it in Spanish, but my Spanish is not that good. So maybe I'll work on that. It's a book by a Spanish from Spain author, so Spanish is the original language. It's translated to English. It seems a lot more devoid of emotion somehow. I don't know quite how to put that, but yeah, the little boy is finding out some things about his family, starting to find out details about stuff that he kind of always kind of questioned or felt odd about. And he's definitely in that phase that I guess most children get, but it's just a bigger deal now because of their situation. But like they don't tell him things or they lie to him, and he's very aware of that, and it's upsetting. So yeah, I hope to finish this today, even though I'm sleepy and I'm probably gonna fall asleep after I finish eating. But I hope to finish it today so that I can read Dark in Death tomorrow, and then I'll be happy with having read all of those. I didn't buy the group book. I still don't know if I will. I have the money. I haven't looked into it. I definitely probably won't have time to really read it before the end of the readathon. So there's that. And I'm considering joining the magical readathon. I will probably not have videos up here on YouTube about that. I might put little snippets on Twitter, but it's cool, the idea of it, and I'm thinking the books that I'm planning on reading, what I didn't finish for the Ostara Witchathon, and if I don't get to Dark into Death, that'll go into that, and I have some other stuff that I plan on reading in April anyway, and yeah, I just don't know if I can fit them all together to make a career. I'm missing one or two things. Anyway, that's the magical readathon for the owls. Yeah, and I'll see you guys, I guess, tomorrow for my last update. Bye. 26th, the last day of Zodiac-a-thon, and I'm reading my last book, Dark in Death by J.D. Robb. Update on the Light of the Fireflies. I actually finished that yesterday, even though I had like a 4-hour nap after the insane weekend. But that was a weird book. I liked it. Turns out it's like psychological thriller, which I have read before. So not horror, which is definitely outside my comfort zone. Psychological thriller is not, but that type is, I guess. That was kind of like an ambivalent ending sort of thing. Every single character in that story was morally gray, really dark gray to black. I guess just that I gave it a 3.5 stars, I think, just because I didn't hate it and I went through it quickly, but I didn't love it either, particularly because of how it ended. About halfway through the book, after my last update, we switched points of view and we got the backstory of why they're in the basement. And then after that, we switched back to the youngest son and his escape from the basement. And then a glimpse at his life as an adult as sort of the epilogue. Nah, pretty much everyone should have been arrested. I see like that is where my line is drawn as far as morality, and they all did some pretty fucked up shit to sort of protect each other. And even though I guess the worst offenders kind of wound up in jail imprisoning themselves anyway, the reason for them doing so, she never got justice. I'm trying to do this without giving spoilers, but I don't know who's going to read this. So anyway, let me stop because this is a quick update. I'm now reading the last book I knew I would definitely plan to read for this readathon. It's the latest in the Dark in Death series by J.D. Robb. This is for my sun sign read. I'm Scorpio. Read a book. I think it's supposed to be a romance book, but I just picked a book with romance, and I gave you guys a little bit of a glimpse already of the romance between Eve and Rourke. They are a couple, a fictional couple. They're like in my top 3, and every book in the series features them and their coupleness. This is like a sci-fi police procedural or police thriller series. It's set in the future, so they're in like 2056 now, I think. And this particular book follows Eve on a case. She's a police lieutenant. She's on a case where the bad guy is copying, ironically enough, the killings from a police procedural book series, a fictional one in this world. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish this today, hopefully before the live broadcast. Still not sure about the group read. If I finish early enough, I'll check it out, see how long it is, and then try to skim through it. I don't know. But yeah, so this is probably my last update. I'll see you guys in my wrap-up video. Bye.